Shabbat Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Jerusalem. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom and Shabbat Shalom. Alright, it's going to be super brief. So I'm here for the end time headlines. Alright, it says biometric verification now mandatory for transactions involving the use of Ghana card. Alright, biometric verification now mandatory. You got to do it for transactions involving the use of Ghana card. Alright, so I guess we'll take this. So it says, according to a report from 3 News, Ghana's Interior Minister Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak has declared that biometric verification is now the only acceptable method of confirming identity with the Ghana card. Why is that? Because this all plays into the elite's agenda to set forth this system, right? This is part of the mission that the Lord has these elites going on the left hand side, all right, to issue forth microchips in a digital system. Okay, so it says is now the only acceptable method for confirming identity with the Ghana card. So because they need to know who you are, all right, and they want to know that the person that's saying that I am them, they want to know for sure that this is that person. And it's not for safety or for data breaches and stuff like that, like they keep talking about. They want to know who you are and know who you are for a surety, all right, because they want to microchip you, all right. The announcement follows the full enforcement of the National Identification Register Amendment Regulations 2026, whatever that is. That was this year. Speaking to the media in Accra on Wednesday, July 22nd, the minister said the new rules are meant to protect the integrity of the national identification system and shield citizens' personal data from fraud and misuse. The LI 2523 was signed on March 2nd, 2026, gazetted on March 27th, and took effect on June 9th after parliamentary approval. It amends the earlier National Identity Register Regulations of 2012. The regulation makes biometric verification of the Ghana card the mandated standard for confirming a person's identity. There you go, right there. See what you just mentioned. All right, confirming a person's identity. All right, because this new system that Esau is bringing forth, and he's going to require people, all right, to identify themselves, and it's going to be through his system, so he will know for sure that this person is the person that they say they are. Now, it goes deeper than that, because if these people want to access the regular things that they access to, the simple thing like internet access or whatever like that, you have social credit scores, and on and on and on, all right? These things will be attached, right? And this is what's going to catch a lot of people off guard, because we're really just straightforward. It's because they don't have the prophecies, like the scriptures say, where there is no vision, the people perish. So they're going to see that normal life is being stripped away, and then they're going to be offered the solution where the only way to get back to normal life is opting into the digital system and the CHIPs and things of that nature. All right, but that's where prophecy comes in for us that believe, because we know that the Lord speaks otherwise. All right, we know that He says that pretty much, yeah, we may be persecuted, chased after, sought after, and so on and so forth, but we fall off the grid, all right, and then that's when the Lord is going to fully, all right, take control of every scenario, all right, that we're in. Okay, so these people don't see an out to what's to come. They want to just see life for what it is, which is going to be terrible, because the scriptures speak about it, for lack of bread and great tribulation. And then Esau's going to come with a solution, and because they have no vision, all right, they don't know what the prophecies say, they don't know about the promises of the Lord, all right, they're gonna opt into the system. And this is just one place, it's Ghana, all right. But I'm reading. Clearly, the reason I'm reading this is because of the title. All right, major prophecy here. The regulation makes biometric verification of the Ghana card, the mandated standard for confirming a person's identity, and um, I lost my spot. Okay, and retires the practice of merely inspecting. See that? Photocopying or scanning the card as an acceptable method of verification. See, they're outing everything else. All right, they're making every avenue towards being a digital avenue, just like something as simple as certain paperwork or even applications. All right, things started to be done away with paper, and everything started to do what? Go digital. Okay, you had the progression of particular uses of cash registers, right? Where you had you had you still have, but cards, debit and credit cards. All right, now it's to the point where people attach their credit and debit cards to their phones, which really is it's a slow walk. I forget the word I'm looking for. Um, uh, but it's a slow progression. That's the word I'm looking for. I can't think of it right now. But basically, so I won't lose my thought here. Them having it where you link your debit or credit card, all right, to your like online, like to your phone, basically, is them actually walking people blindly into, well, not fully, as in they're just going to end up taking it, but this is what leads up to them, because they're already transitioning you when a person's able to just go to a register, like it's so hard to pull out your debit or your credit card, all right, to tap, swipe or insert. Okay, so they made it where people can pay with their phones, all right, by where their debit and their credit cards being linked to their phones with whatever these different platforms, Google Pay or whatever, whatever, I don't know all these different ones, but then you pull it out and you tap. All right, and people like overlook, like that's not really as convenient as you think, because you got to open your phone up and pull it up or whatever. I could have just pulled my credit card or my debit card out and just bam. Okay, and but people overlook these things for what? Convenience. That's the word that Esau kept really pushing. All right, convenience. This is convenience. This is it's be it better for you or easier for you or whatever the case may be. All right, so that word convenience traps people. Okay, it's really slow walking you into what is to be the MOTB, because what is the major difference between me debiting, all right, with my hand or with my card, or me pulling out my phone, all right, which is pretty much a really extra step, right? Because you gotta unlock your phone, get into it, then do it, or whatever the case may be. And so the next level of, about to close my thought off, just like in not Japan, in China, that social credit score. All right, those things are linked to what? Their cell phone. These people cannot operate over there without their cell phone. Okay, and that's what Esau is pretty much coming to. But it's not going to be the cell phones that you're not going to be able to operate out with without without. It's going to be his C-hip. That's what he's trying to bring forth, to where no one can operate in this society without his C-hip. See, so this is slow progression, right? And those Google Pays and all that kind of stuff was a very slick move, all right, in that step of transition. Okay, but yeah, it says here that it retires the practice of merely inspecting, look, photocopying, or scanning the card as an acceptable method of verification. No, they want the full nine. They want the whole 9 yards, right? For years, banks, telecom companies, hospitals, schools, and other institutions, and best believe, all right, all these digital banks will operate, internationally. All right, accepted visual checks or photocopies of the card. Officials now describe that approach as dangerously weak. A photocopy can be altered. Come on, man. A scan image can be misused without the owner's knowledge, and a visual inspection alone cannot confirm that the person presenting the card is its rightful owner, he explains. So these are all their rhyming reasons for pushing this, right? As they always have been answered, right? Um, we probably don't need to read all of this, because we pretty much got the nitty gritty of what it's about. So yeah, so look, uh, right here at the bottom, institutions are strictly forbidden from requesting, keeping, or relying on photocopies, scans, or images of the Ghana card. Unapproved biometric methods are also banned. So they're making it one avenue, right? and we know what it leads up to. Right, to the MOTB. All right, let's get over here. Let's get over here to Revelation 13. All right, and 16. He calls it all, all meaning everybody, like it says in is that 3 and 10? Let me see here. He calls it all, right? Yep, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. These are the hopeful elect remnant that the Lord is going to protect them from taking this thing, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. And all the world, it meaning what? The word there is oikoumene. Well, let me get to it now. Here it is. All right, oikoumene. Hold on, let's chop on the bar. It's kind of loud. I'm not sure how loud it was in my headset. So the inhabited earth, right? So everybody, elderly, young, in between, and your newborn babies, okay? So there you go. The whole inhabited earth, the world. I was trying to light it up. It's basically 1C. There you go, right down here. The inhabited earth, the world, the inhabitants of the earth, all right? I always like to point out this one. Says the Roman Empire. It's always interesting to see this one. The Roman Empire, all the subjects of the Roman Empire, because who's in control right now? The elite bankers, all right? And we are in the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, so now that's not the definition for this, but it's always interesting when I see that, though, how this is just randomly there, but it's not really random at all. So there you go. Oh, let me go back to the scripture real quick. So yeah, so come upon all the world, meaning everybody. So if we go back to 13, and he had, wait, here it is, and he calls it all. See, everybody, then everybody on the planet. All right, both small and great. All right, whether you are young or old, rich and poor, speaks for itself. Free and bond, speaks for itself. All right, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, the charagma, okay, the microchip. All right, and Ghana has taken another step, just like many places are taking these baby steps. But these baby steps are leading up to these grown-up steps, and the grown-up shoes are the MOTB. Okay, so this is Esau's plan, where it says in Habakkuk, he heapeth unto him all people, all right, all nations or something like that. How is that? Through this digital system here, okay? And he is going to chip many people in the world, but he will not get the hopeful elect remnant, all right? And then we think he's about to, all right, relax in his comfort, like it says when he's about to fill his belly, okay? There's another one says that his hands cannot perform his enterprise, unless that's the same scripture. I believe those two different scriptures, okay? The Lord's going to shut him down. He has a purpose for him, but it's not to truly fulfill all of his lustful desire of being God and ruling all people of the world. No. As always mentioned, the fact that he has to depopulate even to pull this off shows you that the whole plan is false in the first place. Right? He's simply doing what the Lord is making him do. So it says in their right hand, which is the C hip, the size of a grain of rice, or in their foreheads. All right, you see Neuralink. What's the other one? And you got Neuralink from Elon Musk, and man, I haven't mentioned it so long. Forget the names here. And Neuralink is the main one, though, you always hear about. Then there's another one, major company, and then you recently had China. All right. I forget the names of their company too, but yeah, you know, these are those brain hips. Okay, they're mostly targeting ALS, other things too, but they've definitely mostly targeted ALS. And then Elon Musk in particular, that Neuralink company, you know, dubbing theirs as telepathy. Okay, because you're using your mind to operate and do things, because you're connected to a wired system, a computer system, a hardware, or whatever. All right, by like a Bluetooth type of deal. It's connected to your brain, and you're connected to that computer. And guess what? They are connected to all your data. Okay, everything, you know, even your thoughts. They can jump into your thoughts, right? Because they're seeing your brain waves and electrical signals and things of that nature. All right, because these people are moving their eyes or certain, you know, gestures, because they can't move really. All right, to click OK or click this letter, click that space bar, or do whatever. And it's all running through his feed, his system. So they are reading, all right, so this person is trying to do this. This is how the system itself operates. So this person is trying to do that. They're trying to go up there and tap this X in the corner, and they're trying to do that. All right, so they're reading exactly what the computer system itself is reading, okay, because it's their system. Just like with a C hip, you think Esau's going to be outside of seeing, everything about everybody? Of course not, because it's going to be all based on that data, which will all be on his C hip, okay, which will have 666 on the barcode. So you've now allowed him into you, and there's no coming back from that. Those are going to destroy those people. So it says that no man might buy or sell, all right, save either had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, as we just mentioned, the number being 666. So without the chip, all right, these people of the world are not going to be able to, live their regular life, and because of all the chaos that's going to be going on, and they're going to see no way out because they don't have the prophecies, they don't have the promises of the Lord, they have no vision, so they perish. All right, they're going to opt in for what Esau is offering them, and there's going to be no coming back from that. All right, he's going to destroy the 2/3. All right, here in Babylon the Great. All right, along with all the heathens here as well, when those nuclear missiles come. All right, and he says that no man might buy or sell. So there's going to be no regular means of operations, okay? And then things are going to be scarce anyways. We've been constantly talking about that, the famine, all right? With the things that's going on, all right? It says here is wisdom, which we don't even need this one, but we'll read it anyways. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, and that man is Esau, right? Which is not one single person, it's a group of these people, right? The so-called elites at the top, all right, the bankers, all right? These are the people who are going to issue this forth, okay? And attempt to, ingrain everybody with their device, because it'll give them the fulfillment of them being God, which they will never be, okay? Let me see here. Yeah, let's get that, because I haven't gotten this in a while. Let's go over here to 16. Let's read this real quick. Revelation 16:1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the highest upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and therefore laid noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. See that? So those that took his device, all right, pour out a noisome and grievous sore, okay? In the NLT it says, so the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast and who worshiped this statue. All right, so your body's going to reject this device, okay? It even showed you that in movies, all right, somewhat, all right, because they got to make it entertaining. But what's the one movie, Implanted? I forget the other movie that I'm thinking of, but yeah, where the implant basically started to take over them, all right, their thoughts, and had them doing things they didn't want to do, okay? Especially the movie with the woman in it. I forget that's the one I can't remember the name of, but the one with the man is called Implanted, right? Hey, even in that one, which one was it? It was one of those purge movies, all right, where people were being offered money, all right, to purge, and then they had to implant. Okay, and then one movie they had like contacts or whatever, but you get, it's still the same subtle nudge at what they're talking about here, right? Implanting people. Okay, that's the major goal, to microchip everybody. That's their goal. All right, bring in a digital system and microchip everybody in, and those that take it, the body's gonna reject it. They may not, especially if you're here in America, in Babylon the Great, they may not even live to see the missiles, because they may, right? They may take the device and still starve. I used to mention that all the time. With women, gonna have some women out here gonna eat their children, and then turn around and still take the device, and then the Lord still, has it where you still can't get no food, and then you eventually, starve to death or become someone's meal, or you eat the missile. All right. So yes, you're gonna have many people who are gonna take this device and may not even see the missiles. They may, perish before time. However the Lord wants it to play out. All right, but their bodies are going to reject this thing. All right, and get a nasty sore. All all right? Probably cancer because from radiation and whatever the case may be, all right? And there's no coming back from that for you Israelites to take it. Wasn't going to get it, but let's read it anyways. Revelation 14:9, all right? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Most simple way is you took the device, all right? You took the bait and you took the device. Why? Because you didn't trust in the Lord, right? You didn't have his protection. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So you're going to get all the brunt force of his anger, right? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's the fire, all right, of Babylon the Great, okay, by the missiles. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, those that took the mark, right? And whosoever, here it is right here, and whosoever received the mark of his name, right? Because that 666 will be embedded into that device, all right? If whoever, for these people that take it, all right, they will become subject to Esau and his empire through that device that they took, simply because they wanted to continue on their regular life. Like, meanwhile, you know, we of the hopeful elect, we hate this place, man. We hate our everyday lives, and we're ready to see the kingdom, right? We actually want to live, you know, finally in peace, all right, with no fear of our enemies, all right, and you know, be able to serve the Lord in righteousness, never go off on the Lord ever again, receive the land that's promised to us, okay? It's just, you know, because that's what's coming forth forever, all right? The Yahushua is coming to bring peace to Israel forever, all right? So, you know, for you 2/3 out there, right, we're hearing the message, okay? This is a very serious matter, right? And if someone's not telling you that this device is what it is, then they're not really telling you the truth. Well, not really, they are not telling you the truth of what John the Revelator already recorded from receiving his vision from Yahushua back then on Patmos. All right, we're telling you exactly what John, all right, told us that Yahushua told him, okay? Which is the sea hit that's coming. He saw the vision. He saw people getting shipped. He saw the stations, all right? He saw, he basically saw the, you know, extrapolating, he saw the concentration camps, because he said he saw people being beheaded, okay? He saw even believers being beheaded, all right, in these camps. And a lot of us are going to be in these camps. And a lot of us are going to be those that be beheaded. But a lot of us are going to be delivered from those camps. Or maybe if you're out in the world, just, you know, having to be a pilgrim, right? The Lord will deliver you when that time comes, right? But for those that do have to be beheaded, all right, for sticking to the Lord and not choosing Esau, right? They will come back. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, okay? All right, Scripture say, fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer, man. And in your patience possess ye your souls. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, I know we went a little bit further, but just a reminder, this was about this here in Ghana. Biometric verification now mandatory for transactions involving the use of Ghana card. All right, so this thing is blowing up. This thing is moving fast. All right, and you know, it can be it can come, you know, any time. All right, any moment. It can come next year. It can come next month. It can come next week. All right. But it's all, you know, in due time, on the Lord's time, right? So yeah, yeah. As we always get, I usually get at the beginning in our AI chats, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get in, especially after the last thing we just mentioned there, you know, about what John the Revelator saw. All right, lest Satan should get in advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, Satan, right, is the adversary, which are these top elites, right? They're the ones orchestrating things behind closed doors, all right, behind the curtain, okay, like the Wizard of Oz, all right? Should get in advantage of us. He pulled the wool over our eyes. He got the leg up on us. He pulled one over on us, all right? We are not ignorant. Ignorant means to not know, which is how he got in advantage of, of an individual, all right, of his devices, as we just got through talking about one of his major devices here, okay? So we'll leave it at that. Lord willing, you edify. To next time, Yasharallah, I'm going to say Shalom.